guys in life. So how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing okay. Today was shower day for me, so my hair just got washed and it takes 3 hours to dry, so it's basically dry. It's been 3 hours since I've been out of the shower, but a little more actually, 3 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. Okay. As an SP, I do like routine, even in combing my hair. I do it a certain way every time, and even the way I dry my hair when I get out of the shower. Today I did a different thing though. Instead of doing twice with the towel over my hair, I did only once the first time I dried it, and then once the second time. Usually I used to do two the first time, and then once. Today I didn't do that. I put less towel on my head, and I think it might have dried pretty good because of that. Oh. Anyway, how you guys doing? Talk about something, whatever comes to my head. But when I grew up, I didn't learn a bunch of songs. I learned solos, which I later forgot a lot of them, but I was learning technique first. And then when I learned songs now, I haven't learned them before, so I still have a fresh attitude toward them. Like I just learned Middleman by Living Colour. I never learned it in my life. It would have been a different feel if I'd have learned it as a kid too. I just, something told me, don't learn songs. Be able to play first. Learn them when you're ready. And not only that, I didn't practice in time when I practiced. That was for later. I practiced out of time, like Jeff Berlin talks about. Practice out of time, but play in time. I worried about rhythm later. I already could play before I thought, well, I better learn rhythm theory. I better learn how to keep a beat. And I better learn some songs. That only came like nine years ago. Before that, it was all just shred, and at least I could play. It's one step at a time, you know. Anyway, I went live. I did karaoke last night. Hope you guys liked it. The thing about karaoke too is I do the song that challenges me, that I feel like I want to do. I don't do this. I don't play it safe and do things I already know really well. Like I did, "You're My Best Friend" by Queen. I literally had to read what the words were before I got up. Well, not just right before, but that day I had to look up the words of it. I know it from hearing it, but it wasn't like that's my strong suit. I just wanted to play "You're My Best Friend" by Queen because that's the message I wanted to get out, and it's the feel I wanted. But then I also wanted to do "I'm the One" by Van Halen, which is a different feel, but I wanted to. But that one I really know pretty well. Well, yeah, really. I mean, compared to the "You're My Best Friend," I at least know the lyrics, you know, well. So, yeah, I'm at a new level in my playing, and I'm honest with you guys. I think you guys know that. I'm sick of my old scales. I mean, sick of my scale. I play them once in a while though, so that because I can do them, and it makes it interesting to go back and forth. But I'm trying new ideas as far as scales, and the fingering and the technique even. Maybe I should show you guys some of that. The scales I'm talking about being sick of or tired of are just the 3 note per string positions. You know, you pick a major scale, you got 7 3 note per string positions. You pick a harmonic minor scale, you got 7 3 note positions, and sometimes just on one string, but you know, usually it's all positional, and I just get sick of that. So to break it up but still sound good, I started by literally doing a whole tone scale. Now I go. Not only is that like a little different, going up and down the neck a little more, or you know, but it's also different note choices. There's no, the whole tone scale is not a black key or a white key thing. It's a chromatic thing, and I just think it sounds cool, and it breaks up the monotony of just playing scales in position all the time, you know. And then with that I'll throw in a diminished seventh arpeggio. Similar to the whole tone, but not. But similar idea. It goes across the neck more, and it's not a traditional major or minor pentatonic or diatonic scale. You know, it's not. And then on top, then to stretch it a little further than that, I go back to basic diatonicness, but I do it in 3-octave, two string at a time positions. You could look at it like this. You go. So you're just doing a two strings here, an octave down, an octave lower, and then back up. So that makes it a different sound and even a different, more range on the guitar for the hand. And not only that, it's a different pattern a little bit because you're not just going in one position, and it's a little different sound because you're skipping a note technically of the diatonic scale. You're only playing 6 of them technically a lot of the time. Or there's this pattern. Wait. I'm goofing. Wait a second. Like that, you know, it just keeps me interested in playing, and thank goodness there's other things besides just doing this position. Oh, there's this one here. Wait. And then to further, I'm transparent with you guys. To go to study some of that stuff, I went back. I happen to have the three, in my opinion, the 3 best instruction shred technique instruction videos that are existing. Well, I mean, there's some exceptions, but I think I like these 3. I have Richie Kotzen Rock Chops. I have Greg Howe Hot Rock Licks, and I have Jason Becker, the magic of Jason Becker. So I started with Richie Kotzen Rock Chops, and I did half of it. Like, so half, if the video's an hour or an hour and a half, I did half an hour or 45 minutes. And get some of his ideas, and it actually, he opened, you know, that's good for new material too. You know, I do some things, he does the thing, he goes like this, he goes, let me see if I can figure this out here. It's hard to do on acoustic. Like check out my shorts. I do it. It's like a string skipping thing. It's a diminished seventh on arpeggio linearly on each string, and it's skipping strings and tapping 3 notes on the left hand, 1 tapping note. I mean, I know you guys look like, why can't you play it? But it's just, oh, that's okay. It's just hard on acoustic. It's just hard to do. But I do it on my shorts, like I did this morning, and I've been doing the last day or two, a couple days. And then he does you know, some string skipping with tapping. You know, he'll go skipping across strings and octaves and things. And I got some of that down. And then he'll skip in pentatonic stuff too, and likes the string skip, and then he likes, like I said, the 3 notes per string. I mean the 3 octave scales with 2 strings per octave. He gave me some ideas. I mean, you know, one is it's a harmonic minor scale without a 6, which means it could also be a melodic minor scale, because the 6 is what determines the difference between the melodic and harmonic minor. Or how about a mixolydian with a flat 6? It could be thought of as, I think it would be, what would it be? Mixolydian with a flat 6 would be, now you had to ask me, didn't you? Would be the 5th mode of melodic minor. The 5th mode of melodic minor would be a mixolydian mode with a flat 6. I think it could also be called the Hindu scale, because it's also an Aeolian major. Let me make sure that's true. Yeah, it could be Aeolian, or Aeolian dominant, like Joe Satriani calls it. But Richie calls it mixolydian with a flat six, so it would be like this. Wait, there we go. Three octaves, two strings per octave. You know, and then there's a harmonic minor scale with 3 octaves, 2 strings per octave. That one I like. So don't just get bored and play the scale and position 3 note string out forever. You know, something's got to give, and it's got to get more interesting than that at some point. Or we did it, but no, there's always more in guitar and music. In music, don't underestimate either of the two. LOL. I'm still talking, but my hair needs more combing when it's drying than it does when it's totally wet, dry. So I need to comb it a little bit. Yeah, so that kind of thing, Richie. The good thing about the Richie Kotzen videos, I've already been through it like 10 years ago. I went through it like many times, and then I just dropped it for 10 years. But the thing is that I've had those patterns in my head before because I did it 10 years ago. Of course, it was over my head then, and I wasn't ready for it. But I took it in anyway, and for future reference kind of thing. Put it in the whatever you want to call that, the IBM in my head. And now that I'm doing it, it's really easy and quick, and plus I understand what I'm doing, and I'm ready to do it conceptually and technically, and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to go through the rest of the Richie Kotzen video later, and then I'm going to do half the Greg Howe video, and then the other half, and then I'll do like maybe either half of Jason Becker and then the other half, or if maybe just go through the Jason Becker. I'm not sure, but I'll do it when I'm ready. And the Richie Kotzen lists are cool. Thank goodness that there was a Richie Kotzen, because he didn't get the fame that a Steve Vai or Randy Rhoads or even a Paul Gilbert got, but he helped a guy like me keep playing. Yeah. Thanks, Rich. It's cool. No room there. So thanks to I keep going on about it, but thanks to the videos I have, I'm continuing to progress and improve. It's a good thing to get sick of your old stuff. By definition, that almost always means growth. But I'll go back to it sometimes because I don't want to sound like I'm copying Richie either. I don't want to sound like a Richie Kotzen clone, so sometimes I go back and forth. I'll go back to my old pattern just to keep some familiarity about me, and keep my style from just going haywire, and keep my style intact, so to speak. Once in a while, I'll go back to my old scales, this kind of thing. You guys all see me do that. Actually, I got a tidbit for you guys, for all you guitar players especially. I went to a Greg Howe clinic at Guitar Center in 2014, so 10 years ago. And Greg said that, well, I'll say this first because I have one more thing I want to say about the clinic. A couple things. He said that he used to think, no. I'm trying to answer Matt. Matt, come on. trying to answer the moderator. I can't get it. I'll have to let him go. But I can't. My phone's not letting me answer him. Anyway, sorry about that, Matt. If you're listening, I couldn't get your call. I couldn't answer. The phone wouldn't let me. The Greg Howe Clinic. He said he used to think like when he visualized the guitar neck, he used to think of 3 notes per string. Was the way he used to do it. He said that in the clinic. But now he says he does it in terms of arpeggio shapes. He actually sees the arpeggios in his head as he visualizes the neck rather than the 3 notes per string. And I thought, that's what I think I'm going to end up doing. I wasn't ready at the time though, but it sounds like that might be a cool thing I'm headed for. And then just to mention that, just to talk some fun about that clinic, it was cool, and I kind of made slight friends with him. Actually, I kind of stood out, I think, and I kind of vibed with him pretty well. I said, "Hey, Greg," he was signing autographs or all that crap, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go over here and play. I know you can't see me, but can you hear me and tell me what you think?" He says, "Okay." So I go across the aisle and pick up a guitar and play. And he can't see me, but he could hear it. And I come back to him and I said, "What did you think, Greg?" You know what he said? He said, that was really nice. Keep it up. So, no, first he said, "Was that you playing?" That's what he asked first. He said, "Was that you playing?" I said, "Yeah." And he says, that was nice. Keep it up. So that was a cool encouragement from Greg Howe for me. So thanks, Greg Howe. Thanks, Greg. See, I'm not an ego cockfest thing. I don't think. I'm not trying to say, boy, aren't I the thing. I respect the guitarists that came before me, and the singers, and the artists, and the musicians, and everything. I respect them more than you guys might think, or maybe you guys understand. So it's kind of cool, I think. I learned a lot of that from my dad, and these are his Navy SEAL tags. I've shown them to you before. I wear them around my neck. This is his Illuminati ring. I wear on my little finger. It's gold and all kinds of. It's got a silver engraving thing that used to be there, but got wore off. But it's, anyway. You didn't fuck around with that dude much, and I learned to accept it. I learned to accept having the weaker hand and just going with it anyway. So I think it was a cool lesson, kind of. It was kind of like he was kind of saying to me, figuratively, not literally, but figuratively, like, "Hey kid, I'm going to beat the crap out of you, but at least first of all it'll be me, not somebody else. Second of all, you'll be ready when someone else does do it." That's a genuine smile. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry I smiled, but I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm interested in guitar still. I love the new ideas. I'm not doing Alan Holdsworth yet, LOL. But I'm progressing beyond the mundaneness that I probably was in for like the last 8 years. But I had to. Richie even says in his video. Richie says in the video Rock Chops, he says, before you learn all these scales, it's probably a good idea to, make sure you know all your major and minor scales and all the positions on the fretboard, because you have to know the basics before you try and attempt something a little crazier. And I thought about it when he said it, and even 8-9 years ago when I saw it. And it's like he's right. You can't just jump to the fun stuff, but yet you leave the mundanity of the other stuff once you know it really well for the fun stuff. So it's a double-edged sword. It's like, no, you can't have fun now, but if you work really hard and and suffer, then you'll have fun later. Take it or leave it. Guitar drives a hard bargain sometimes. You don't get to just jump to Yngwie from nowhere. I didn't. Tom Franks taught me the blues. He taught me two string at a time licks. He taught me power chords in the 5 positions of the pentatonic scale. Never even told me, never even really seriously studied Dorian mode or any of that. Or for that matter, even 3 note per string and using the pinky. Not only that, he even said when he first lesson, he said, "Don't ever look at your right hand." So I never did, and guess what? I never thought about it, so I never learned how to pick until let me think here. Until 9 years after, no, not 9 years, until 11 years after I stopped taking lessons from him. So it took me another 11 years after I stopped lessons with Tom, because I had to go to college to to get alternate picking, but I got it when I was ready. I even sometimes think, I wonder if I learned how to play guitar. If I got a guitar at the wrong time, did the universe mess that up? But I don't think so. Before I did guitar, I mastered frisbee. I played baseball. I did model tanks. I did other stuff in my life besides just play guitar. And I think that was maybe how I'm supposed to turn out. Because baseball has helped me. It helps me have quick reflexes. To walk around all the time, and all these cars want to play chicken with me, or sometimes they're just not looking, and I have to be quick on my feet and my hands, the whole deal. And baseball kind of helped that, I have a feeling. I wasn't just this little guitar guy when I was 5 years old playing guitar, and then I grew up to be Jason Becker or whatever. I learned I didn't get a guitar till I was 15. And I had to struggle all my life because of that fact on guitar, I felt. But maybe that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way for me. So I'll take it. And especially the irony is I was going to quit in a week or two. If I hadn't gotten that guitar right when I did, within a week or two, I was going to just forget about the whole idea of guitar and just go on to something else. Or nothing. So that's when the universe sometimes gives you something, when you really just give it up and go, well, what the fuck, what am I even going to do here? And then the universe says, no, don't think that. Here's your guitar. I was wrong. It worked out. I got it when I got the guitar when I was supposed to, because I practiced harder than any kid in my town. The other kids started playing when they were 7 and 8, but they took it for granted. It felt like they only played it half an hour a day, and they just played like pop songs, like Every Breath She Takes and stuff like that. Well, I went right at it by the throat. In a year, I was only 16. And I've been playing 1 year. I did a recital at the Lions Club in Upland or whatever, and I played Eruption in Spanish Fly on my new electric guitar I'd just gotten, Fender Music Master 3/4 scale guitar. And DJ was now my mentor. Said, you were blowing, dude, and you could tell he meant it. And Chris Brian Chapman, who's a bass player mentor of mine, that's no longer my friend, it's his choice, not mine, said, man, you really got a good sound for having just limited equipment. You really got a good tone and sound. He was impressed with that. Not so much the technique in that case, but the way I got the sound of the amp. And I had to detune the string. To do Eddie's Dive Bomb, my guitar didn't have the whammy bar. I had to do it with the finger. I had to actually detune it. I'm going to do it right now, because I just want to. And then tune it back up on the spot, just to get the whammy bar effect. And it's like, people that know guitars were like, no, that was pretty cool, for in that day. And then all the other kids that had been playing since they were 7 and 8 were just, and the moms, the moms were all like, and I didn't tell them to do this, but the moms were all, why can't you play like Jimmie, to their kids, and they just shrugged their shoulders, I don't know. And even the pastor of my youth church, who we had a mutually disdain for each other, I should say mutual disdain is probably more the way it's said. He actually went to that. I was impressed. His name was Brett Toole. He was my youth Sunday school teacher in high school. So so there's that. He actually came to it, and then when I was done, I saw him smile like at me, and I thought, that's kind of cool. He wouldn't do that just for my benefit. He actually thought he actually was proud of me or something like that. That was kind of cool, actually. Thanks, Brett Toole. In hindsight, I was, and maybe in a good way too, though. But I was the tool, really, because I didn't respect him as a Sunday school teacher. I didn't respect church or anything like it. I just had to go because my dad made me. Times when I do want to play my patterns, but they're there to use when I want them, but they're not all I can do and all that there is. So I see I'm going on time. Maybe this might be it. No, I got a few more minutes. Let me just chat a little more, because it's only 24. I like to go half an hour with you guys. So what else on my mind? Well, I have a fun joke for everybody. This is a fun joke. I have Aspie, right? So I made my first Aspie joke. Everybody listen if you want. So, an Aspie guy goes in for a counseling meeting in his high school, and by the way, my high school counselor was her name was Mrs. Hill. I don't remember her first name. So what's on your mind, Jimmie? And I go, I don't know, my skull. Okay. See, Aspies take things literally. You can literally say, my skull is on my mind. Well, what he didn't mean that. They meant, what are you thinking? But then to say, what are you thinking, you have to say, what are you thinking? Aspie people take things like just cutthroat literal, and that's actually can be a blind spot. Even though they have gifts as an Aspie, but they have they don't pick up on things that most people take for granted. It's kind of a bummer in that way. I'll admit that. And the movie Through Our Eyes I just watched. It was hosted by Alyssa something. She was cool. The guy, I think I said this already, but Matt Rhodes was one of the Aspie people they showed, and he goes, yeah, with Aspie people it can be explained like this. People hear hooves coming, and a normal person will say, oh, well, oh, the horses are coming, and then the Aspie person will say, well, how do you know they're not zebras? Because they're not even thinking of the context. They're just going, hooves could be zebras, hooves could be cow, whatever animal has hooves. They're not putting it in context of reality and normality. I'll tell you one of my own example. I'll put my butt on the line here. I was eating a shake. Yeah, not a shake. You don't eat shakes anyway. A sundae, brownie sundae from Sam's Club the other day, just the other day, and I'm eating it outside. I'm walking with it because there's no seats it was crowded. There was no seats in Sam's Club. So I wanted to walk with it anyway. So I'm walking with my Sam's Club brownie sundae, and just so happens a bug flies into my spoon where the ice cream was. First of all, it's better to fly in the spoon than in the sundae, right? But it flew in my spoon, this little bug, and I flicked it out as if to say, well, I'm not going to eat the bug, literally, obviously, but then I kept eating with the spoon for like a couple more bites. It didn't register at first. Oh, throw the spoon away too. Don't just get rid of the bug. The bug could have done all kinds of crap in that spoon, and I could have been getting bug guts and bug juice, and it didn't hit me till like 3 bites later. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't eat it. I shouldn't eat this with a spoon. Why don't I just drink the rest? The bug is gone. I'll use the same spoon. It didn't dawn on me that, well, if the bug landed in your spoon, throw the spoon away and just drink it with your hand. Now, it didn't hit that way to me. It hit this. I got rid of the bug. Well, holy shit! I'm eating the bug. I'm eating with a spoon that a bug has been near. I don't know what that bug did. Well, you get the thing. It's like but in other ways I'm quick as heck. In some ways that are my superpower type side of my Aspie. I mean, I can. If it's my field and it's my area and something, I can go toe to toe with you. But then I'll check out at other times that you'll just easily walk through, and I'll just get messed up in my own wheels or my own ropes or whatever it is about my Aspie. So somebody commented on here, beautiful mind, Jimmie. When is the CIA going to start using you for secret missions? That's not actually that far from reality or possibility. I mean, the Illuminati already want me, and the two reasons they state are I have good physical dexterity and high academic proficiency, which is true. I'm not doing that though. I'm not, not my agenda here. But I could be used as a tool for so and so, and they would take care of all the Aspie problems because they would figure that out for me. I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying, there's benefits and perks with being Aspie. It just doesn't come without a price. There's no free lunch with it, and you just don't get to ride for free. So I love you guys. Peace, rock and roll.